What's up guys, in here, and welcome to my compilation video of how to upgrade all 4 bows in the Eisendrache. And we're starting off with Bushrada bow. You know, I'm not sure what this bow is called, but it blasts them away in this like blue mist, and it's pretty cool. So you're going to want to look for these 4 Pacific paintings. I'm going to show you where they all are, and basically one of them will be the start, and you have to find the one. It'll be out of these 4. You have to just kind of go up to them and hold box and click them, and then it'll show up these dogs. And when that one of them has that, you're gonna have to go to these other ones, and it's kind of like a little game. You have to do them in a certain order, and it's random every time, and you just gotta trial and error it. If you go to one and click it and it just shows up and disappears, you have to go back to the first one and then try a different one until you get all 4 in the order. So it's not too difficult because you can do it multiple times on a round, so it makes it easier. And it's honestly not that hard because you can check them ahead of time before you even get the bow, so it's pretty awesome. Now, you'll hear the indication that you've got them all right by the music, and he'll say a dialogue. So now you want to head down to the area where the piece is at, which is right here on the left. You don't even have to shoot it. Once you do the paintings, they'll just show up when you come down here. And we can start the quest for this amazing bow. So you want to go where the Pack-a-Punch area is, the launch site, and you want to shoot this flag. And it's kind of hard to shoot, but I mean by this time I'm pretty sure we're all epic at the bow, right? Because we get it like every single time. And this whole entire little Easter egg to upgrade the bow requires you to be a good shot, so get good. Yeah, I'm like getting chased here by the Met guy. This is a very fun game because we had this guy that's like, he was really like a noob. And he just was so impressed by like everything I was doing with the upgrades, and I like sent the skeleton horde on him and it just freaked him out. I loved it. So you're gonna need to come back to the pyramid area where you will hit the box button and this dog will spawn. Now this dog would take you to 3 locations. They kind of basically just circle around and come back here, and you have to just kill zombies at these locations. So let's do it. Now, yeah, the Met guy's here, and I get a little trapped here, but we can make it through. Let's just listen in.
Look at that, dude. He just ran right fucking by him. That is crazy.
Of course I just ran right past him. So the first spot is right here in the main courtyard area, which is my favorite run spot. We're gonna have to kill some zombies here. When you shoot them, they drop their souls, basically. It's pretty simple, it's pretty easy. And a prestige to level 5. It's good. I actually on my 3rd prestige now, almost going down there. And it's cool, I actually like prestiging on zombies. It's really cool. It's like, it gives you something to look forward to as you keep playing. So, once you get enough zombie souls, the dog will go up to the area and scratch it. You must hold box on that area to get the dog to move to the next area. And I said the word area a lot in that sentence, didn't I? So he's going to go up to another spot, which is right by double tap. And you're going to kill some zombies there, and you're going to do the same thing. Once you're done getting all the souls, he'll scratch the area. You simply go up and tap to it, and he'll run to another area. So the last area you need to go to is right back where we started, by the pyramid, where the Pack-a-Punch location is. So go ahead and collect the souls there, and when he digs on it again, hit box as normal, and then he's going to run up to the wall. And when he runs up to the wall, you're going to have to turn on the 0 gravity by standing on the 4 pillars, and then when it comes 0 gravity, you're going to have to run up this wall and shoot inside this little hole. Now it's kind of difficult to get the right spot, but keep trial and error in it and you'll get it, and this little platform will pop out, and then you can put the skeleton in there and it'll upgrade the bow and arrow. Now this platform will only stay up here for about 5-6 seconds, so you're gonna have to jump there quick once you get it open. And that's all the steps. Now all we have to do is come over here, collect the souls, and upgrade our bow. And I'm gonna show you guys how to upgrade your bow and arrow to the lightning tornado bow and arrow. So for starters, we're going to have to come to the electrical trap, shoot the little pillar up there, and you can start the mission by collecting this arrow. Now if you guys need to know how to get the bow, check the links in the description below, and we'll have a video for that, plus other upgrades and other amazing Eisendrache videos. So there's going to be 3 areas we're going to need to shoot with the bow and arrow and catch fire. That's one of them we already shot. The next one's actually around the same spot. This one's kind of difficult to hit. You can go down to the mule kick area, and it's a little bit better shot for you guys to hit this one if you're having trouble with it, but we can nail that one. And then the last area, we're going to go down into the testing facility where you can find Pack-a-Punch. And we're going to nail that one.
Why do they need me?
Now, remember these 3 pillars, because we'll have to go back here later on in this particular upgrade and shoot them again.
Sounds like a hell of a wind kicking up.
Now, the next place we've got to go to is the pyramid area. You're going to have to turn on 0 gravity, so be sure to stand on the pillars to turn it on, to activate it. And we're going to run in this particular pattern that I'm showing you here, where these wind icons are. Now, we just need to run over them without touching the ground. And if you do my pattern that we have here, just stick into the wall and pretty much run the whole length, you'll be able to get them. And they're really not that difficult. Even if you kind of miss one, it kind of gives it to you. So, we got them all. Let's move on to the next step. This other part requires you to gather zombie souls in a few different areas. And so the first area I'm going to go to is here in the watchtower. You're basically going to collect souls inside these little flashing objects. And you collect about 10 or 15 of them, and you move on to the next area. You'll know you're done when it won't collect any more souls. You'll kill a zombie and it won't collect it. That's when you know to move on to the next area, which is here in the rocket testing facility. It's right here in front of the teleporter. And so, yeah, collecting souls, it's kind of fun, you know, it's kind of easy too, because I like just standing on spot and spamming it. This is right above double tap, and I collected all those, so let's dust and fly it onto the other side, and let's continue on to the next step. This step requires you coming back to those containers that we captured the soul in, and then cocking up an arrow but not releasing it, because when you cock it, it grabs this electrical charge. And you need to shoot the pillars again with the electrical charge. But if you miss, you have to go back and charge your gun. So of course I highly recommend you guys getting a crawler. This one right here is the hardest one. There might be an easier way of doing it. This is how I specifically did it. I'd grab a charge here, I'd run over here, and by the time I ran up here, the crawler would already be, you know, so far up that he couldn't get to me, but it'd still be able to actually keep the crawler. Because if you go too far away, the crawler will, you know, respawn. And if you have more than one player, you can have a friend to watch him for you. So, my recommendation is see exactly where I aimed, right above the smoke. Try to aim exactly where I aimed, and you'll be able to hopefully hit it first, second try. It took me a good handful of tries, but hopefully with the help of this video, you guys can knock it off a bit easier. It is pretty difficult for people that, you know, aren't the greatest at the bow, but you can practice while you play. You can just shoot your arrows up at the spots, and you guys can get better at it. And it's also good to kind of pinpoint where you shoot it from where the smoke is. It really helps, and if you guys kind of just watch it, and try to shoot exactly where I did, pinpoint it where the smoke, you can nail it. And it looks very pretty. And we completed that step. So the next step is to go back to where we got the piece set by the electrical trap. And once you press box, you'll be able to you'll be able to get your arrow. And now all we have to do is go down to the pyramid area and capture souls in it. So I mean, this does have a bit shorter steps than the other ones do, but I think it's because it's just really hard to kind of get that electrical shot and then take it and shoot it and actually nail it. It is quite a challenge, and it's definitely a challenge if you're playing with other people who aren't keeping crawlers and you're just doing circle strategies. It's borderline impossible to do it in the middle of a round. So I can understand why it's, you know, it's a little bit less complicated to do this one than the other one. I'm going to show you guys how to upgrade the bow into the fire bow. If you guys want to see how I do the other 3 bow upgrades, take a look in the link description below. We got tons of Eisendrache videos on my channel, and they're amazing. So like and subscribe. Now to start this mission, you'll need the bow, and then you'll need to go to the watchtower, and to get this piece right here, you just shoot the wall where the icon is, and it just shows up. No starting Easter egg needs to be done. So the next place you need to go to is the testing of the rocket, and you're going to have to wait until it actually does a test. And the moment it opens up the door, you need to run to this little light and shoot it with your bow. Now, I've tried this many times from a distance, and you have to be right up on it, or it will not go through. Now, once you get the big fireball in the air, you're going to want to make sure you've already used all the launchers, okay? So once you used all the launchers, now whenever you use the launch pads, you'll see these glowing orange circles, and they'll only show up when you're in the air. So while you're in the air, you have to shoot these circles mid-air, and there'll be 3 of them. So that was the first one right there. You have to take the launch pad to double tap. Then you have to take the church launch pad and you shoot where the electrical machine is. And this one can be a real pain to get, but you have to shoot it right there and hit the nail on the head. You'll know when you get it, because basically you'll see it light up and you'll hear that weird sound. So the last one is in the testing the rocket facility, and you have to launch from here and then aim at the street. Boom. That was first try. I actually got really lucky on that one. And then if you nail those 3, that's the step. But there's another part to this step. You have to go to these areas and you have to kill about 10 or 15 zombies while standing in the circle. You can kill them from any distance to gather their souls, but you must be standing in the circles. And so we'll start with this one. You'll know you're done because you'll see and hear the firelight shoot up in the sky. And then just go to the electrical machine one. And these are all very easy. You just kind of stand in the middle and spam your bow. As long as you're doing this on an early enough round, they're pretty simple. And so then the last one's right here. Let's go ahead and start spamming this bow. And so far so good. You know, this Easter egg is pretty challenging. I think it's one of the harder ones, but the pay is pretty good. I was able to get to my highest round ever after this particular Easter egg, and so it was definitely well worth it. I'll show you that at the end of the video. Start making your guesses what round that is in the comments. Be pretty funny, and like the video for all the support and love. So once you put all the zombie souls into that, you're going to come up here, press the box button. The clock will rotate and you'll get this icon. That'll be random every time what this icon is, but you have to find which fireplace out of 3 has that icon inside of it for the next step. So this is the first one in the computer room. That's not the icon we're looking for. So the next one's going to be the room opposite of Samantha's room. I'm not sure which whose room this is, but nonetheless, it has a fireplace. Let's see.
I don't like this.
But that's our
place.
icon.
Kind of
So
bad
this is the
atmosphere.
fireplace we're going to have to light. And it's not as easy as just shooting it. It's actually kind of difficult to do this. If you guys are wondering where the last and third fireplace is, where your icon could be, it's right here in this room, right there. Basically where I call the double tap dog is. So what you're going to have to do to light the fireplace is you're going to have to kill zombies inside of the orange square. Only one of them will be lit up now, and that's the one you're going to have to do it. And basically, you're going to have to be inside this little rock, and you get 3 shots to make it to the fireplace. So my first shot's going to be over here in the open gate. Then I ran out of arrows. I had to go a few rounds until a dog round happens, but basically you only get 3 shots to do this. And if you miss, you're going to have to go back and kill zombies on the standing orange light to get this to spawn again. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get up in the room, and we're trying to then get it into the fireplace. So I only have 1 more shot left to make it into the fireplace. You only get 3. So be very careful on how you shoot this and try to aim it really, you know, as close as you possibly can to the fireplaces. So I'm in the middle of it. You see the fireplace, and booyah. Now when I first did this Easter egg, I thought that you had to like stand next to it. You do have to hit box to kind of give it like an activate fire, but this is not where the arrow will spawn. So get out of here. Be careful, don't get trapped. These fireplaces are death traps. Well, at least this one is. The one in the computer room, not so much. Now what you want to do is you want to go back to the electrical trap and hit box on the huge fireball. This will forge all these pieces together, it will explode, and your arrow will drop down and it'll be right here. And now the fun part, all we have to do now is go down to the pyramid area and spawn about, 15 zombies into the soul area, and we'll be able to upgrade our bow. So this is how you get the Skull Crusher upgraded bow. This is over by Double Tap. This is how you start off. You need to get the bow and shoot this area, and this will start the quest to unlock, I guess, like the demon head power on the bow, which it kind of like shoots and opens up a portal, and all these demon heads come out and attacks the enemies, which is pretty neat. So It all happens inside this little area right before you get out to the main area that leads to the computer room. It has to do with this little purple box. You basically have to stab a zombie with an arrow right on top of this box and kill him. Now this can be very challenging, but you can pretty much do it at any time, during a round, at the end of a round, but you need to stab him and kill him. And it'll open up this vase. Go up to it and hit box. And you can hear him say something about it being scattered. Now what's scattered are skulls. You'll need to find 6 different skulls scattered around. And I'm going to show you where they all are. They're actually really easy. Once you know where they are, they're really easy to remember. So the first one's over here by Meal Kick. Then we're going to take a little run over here on the farther side by Double Tap. This one's like real easy to see right here. And so let's open up this door and head on to the next one, which this one's kind of a pain to get to because I forget this one every single time, but it's in Samantha's room. It's in her little toy chest, which is right there. And these skulls are pretty cool. They look like an animal skull more than a human skull. And they're kind of pretty unique. This one's a difficult one to get during a round. It's right here on top of the window seal, which is outside of the main circle area. Now these two right here are close together, so we need to go to the teleporting room, and one will actually be in this room and one you have to teleport to the area. This one's over here in the sink. And then let's teleport, and the other one's going to be in the back of a truck. So like I said, these are actually pretty easy to remember. Once you know where they all are, you'll be able to run around and grab them really quick. I spent most of the night just working on kind of perfecting this particular upgrade. I think it's the easiest one. We did them all, so let's go over here and see what they say.
The broken souls must be sacrificed in my honor.
So souls must be sacrificed in my honor. So basically you need to get 6 crawlers to come in here, and you don't kill them, they just need to kind of walk in here. And once they do, these skulls will pretty much attach to their head. And I guess like take them over. But they'll kill them, but I don't know why it does this particular. I think it'd be better if you just had to get 6 enemies in this area. Having to do crawlers make it a little bit more difficult. I don't know who comes up with these crazy schemes, but fine. Let's get 5 more crawlers in here. So I ran a couple rounds, probably went down a couple times, and we are back with a couple crawlers to get the last 2 skulls here. And let's see what they say. 1, 2... Alright, so in this step he's gonna mention 3 random things and he'll say they know my name. Now that's a different step actually. Before you get to that step, you actually have to go a few rounds and kill more zombies, because zombies are gonna start dropping these little icons now. Now these icons disappear really quick. Like seriously, they'll disappear within a couple of seconds of showing up. So you have to grab them really quick. And that can be a pain in the butt when you're running hordes. You know, you kill a couple zombies, one shows up, and there's still the horde. You're trying to get it. You can go down really easy. So be careful getting these icons. This is probably the hardest part of this because you have to go a few rounds. But nonetheless, once you get them, basically they'll show up on the ground here. And now you're going to need to know what pattern in which 3 to call. It's random every time. And to figure out how, you need to shoot this and listen closely. Now he'll say 3 words, and you have to match the words with the symbols. And to find out which word is which symbol, we have to go to the area that you turn on the power, and there's these armors. And they'll have a picture at the bottom. So if it's like a griffin, it'll be a picture of the griffin. If it's a crown, it'll be a picture of the crown. What I like to do is like to pause it, and I like to write down what it is, and then go to the next one and do the same thing. You just got to be careful. Doing this solo is really difficult, especially if you don't have a crawler. Crawlers die and come back to life. It can be a real pain in the butt. But basically, you need to find which ones you are. So if it says like, you know, crown, chair, griffin, you need to do it in that order and which icons they are. So once you figured out which ones they are, you can go back to them and you stab them. Now, it may take you a minute to figure out which ones are which. Like, you know, the griffins, the flying beast, you know, the chair's the chair. And once you do this step once or twice, you'll know which ones they are. It makes it a lot easier. Just kind of trial and error it. You'll memorize them pretty quick. So once that happens, basically, you're done. Those are like the hard parts to actually get the new arrows upgraded. And so basically, let's just wait for a second here. The arrow's going to pop up. Be sure to grab it. And we're going to now take this down into the pyramid area. And this is the box we need to put it in. It'll give you a max ammo. And basically, you need to go a round or two. And you need to collect souls inside this box. Now that is how you unlock all of the bow upgrades in Der Eisendrache. So if this video helped, like it, give it a comment. It's almost coming on 21 minutes here. So I hope if you made it this far, you guys are really informational and you guys know how to do everything. You can go out there and get those high rounds and help people out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Dusk and Fly, like and subscribe. Peace.